Hello, welcome to the latest episode of my vlog. How are you all? Happy 2021. And for those Brummies following me, happy Birmingham month. If you don't get that reference, the calendar month is 01 of 21, being the Birmingham dialing code 0121. Anyway, I digress. Today's vlog, I'm going to talk about my positioning. In terms of when I'm shooting football and cricket, that'll be coming in a second. And I'm also going to talk about one of my favourite things in sports photography and photography in general, emotions and contrast of emotions. So first of all, let's do my positioning with the football and the cricket. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about positioning when it comes to my sports photography, starting with football. This is the main area I most like to work, sort of sat on the goal line by the edge of the area. I can get quite a good glance across the box there, and I can get lads running down the wings. In terms of my visibility from that spot, here is kind of probably the limits of where my lens can get to, but even then I'll have to do a lot of cropping. Then you've kind of got, that's a kind of decent area. I can get quite a lot there running down the wings in the middle. Won't have to crop too much, so I can retain a lot of the quality that I kind of want in my shots. And then this is the absolute golden spot. I can fill the frame either with lads running down the wing or in the box, and yeah, I can retain the full quality by filling my frame. So that's, my favourite spot. Might start venturing out towards the corner as well to try and get lads wheeling towards me, celebrating, and try and get a wider angle of what's going on in the box by hitting this spot. And also, sort of at times, I like to kind of venture up towards the halfway line. I'll always be the end that the team I'm following are attacking towards, but if I get on the halfway line, I can kind of get some shots of the defensive players and the goalkeeper with my 200 lens. In time, I'm probably going to end up getting like a 600 lens, but trying to shoot the defending players is going to be difficult with that because of congestion. But anyway, this is your cricket pitch. So the main position I tend to head for, I'll have a tripod and I'll be to the side of the sight screen, kind of looking towards the wicket, getting in close on bowlers and batters. But I'll also walk the boundary and kind of be on this position at times, handheld, where I can get a nice side view of a bowl and a bat. And sometimes I'll come down towards my tripod as well and try and get some nice dramatic shots. The side I'm on for the football and the cricket will always depend on what's going on with my backgrounds. So like the side of the goal that I'm sat will depend a lot on the background I've got on the other side. And the same with the cricket. Mostly cricket, I started on the one side of the wicket and I found that I was shooting towards a car park and some porter cabins, so I switched to the other side of the wicket just to make a smoother background. So yeah, that's a little bit about my positioning. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Maybe for the newbies out there or others, just to see kind of how I position myself and what my thinking is and stuff. I'm going to talk now about emotions. One of the things I love about photography in general is narrative, telling a story, emotions, all that kind of stuff. But particularly so in the sports photography, I always look to capture emotion. Especially one of my major loves is contrasting emotion, i.e., there'll always be a winner and there'll always be a loser. And if I can catch that moment of kind of defeat and winning in one photo, then I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's a massive must for me, really. Kind of, there's a lot of photos where I've got that contrasting emotion of maybe a goal being scored, and you've got obviously the celebrations of the team who scored it and the dejection of the team that have conceded it. So what I'm going to do now on the end of this video is insert, first of all, some of my favourite contrasting emotion photos that I've taken at cricket and football, and then I'm going to put some of my favourite examples on after that. And there's 3 frames of the Roberto Baggio penalty in particular against Brazil that I absolutely love. You've kind of got the moment straight after where he's missed the penalty, but in his dejection and heartbreak because he's got his country knocked out the World Cup for missing a penalty. You've also got then in that moment the Brazilians celebrating, and I love those sort of frames, and you'll even see some of my frames. I think there's one in particular of Redditch ladies where no, it's Sully or Moore's ladies, sorry, in the middle of a bunch of players, you've got I think they're in focus. The Sully or Moore's ladies are in focus, but then in the foreground, you've got the two opposition players sort of dejected, and they're out of focus. And I quite like playing around with focus and contrasting emotions. So, yeah, that's one of my majors. I'm going to start putting out regular posts on this vlog in 2021. It's one of my ambitions. Not going to give it sort of a certain day of a week I'll do an upload, but I am going to try and get a video up a week. In search of that consistency and growing the channel. So yeah, today's has been about emotions and contrasting emotions, and I think my next one I might look at sort of ways we can get creative with our sports photography, rather than just the standard mundane sort of shots of a player with a ball, of a goal, all that sort of stuff. Looking at ways that perhaps I can get, and we as a community of sports photographers can get a bit creative with the shots to make them sort of stand out a bit. So I'll catch you next time. Enjoy the photos on the end of this. Please subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon.